Without sugar, there would be no wine. It's as simple as that. Sugar is one of the reasons that grapes produced by varieties of Vitis vinifera are so special. Can you remember what Vitis vinifera is? If you said it's a species of vine, you would be right. High five! The reason that Vitis vinifera grapes are so special is that they produce a lot of sugar in relation to the size of their berries. In other words, they are very, very sweet. Grapes are some of the most sugary fruits in the world. But what does all this sugar do? Well, obviously, the sugars in grapes make them taste sweet. This is probably why it was the Vitis vinifera vines that humans thousands of years ago kept planting and replanting, because they found them to be the most delicious. The amount of sugar in the grape will also relate to how sweet a wine is. If a wine has very little sugar in it, we call it dry. So, sugar adds to the taste of wine, affecting its sweetness, but it also gives wines different textures depending on how much sugar is in the final wine. Very sweet wines have texture that is closer to syrup, while wines with hardly any sugar taste lighter and more delicate, closer to the texture of water. This is all related to how much sugar is in the grape when it is picked. But really, the textures and taste sugar give to wine are just a byproduct, an afterthought next to sugar's most important role in winemaking: fermentation. Fermentation is the chemical process that turns sugar into alcohol. The fermentation process turns grape juice into wine, and sugar is the fuel by which this fermentation is powered. We will learn about fermentation soon, but first, let's find out how sugars get into the grapes in the first place. All living things need some sort of food to stay alive. Plants use the process of photosynthesis to create food for themselves. They absorb carbon dioxide, a gas from the atmosphere, and water from the soils. When these are combined with light from the sun, all of that energy is turned into sugars that plants store and use for food so they can continue to grow. And this is how vines produce the sugars that will end up in wines. This is rarely the first step in the winemaking process, and where we have to say thank you to the seeds, even if they do taste a little bitter. While the grapes are ripening, the sugar the vine has photosynthesized from the energy of the sun is transported to the grapes. The longer the grapes stay on the vine, the more sugar is passed into the grapes, and the sweeter they become. It's very important for winemakers to pick the grapes at the right time. If they pick the grapes too early, there will not be enough sugar, and if they pick them too late, there will be too much. Too much sugar and a wine could be too sweet and cloying. Too little, and it could be hard and tart. Sugar in a finished wine is measured in grams per liter. If you are researching a wine, you will see this expressed as Rs 2.5 G/L. This means that the wine has 2.5 grams of residual sugar per liter. Residual sugar is the sugar that is left in a finished wine after fermentation or the winemaking process is complete. In the next lesson, we are going to learn about acidity. Acidity is what helps balance sugar out. Acidity is sugar's partner in wine.